Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are calling to order a special council meeting of this Jackson City Council, February the 5th, 2025 at 3 p.m. We have 6 items on the agenda. 7 items on the agenda. All right, with that, we will go ahead and start with item number 1.
Order ratifying and accepting a $5,000 grant from Entergy to assist with the Jackson State University HBCU National Championship Parade.
So moved. Ooh,
We have a motion and a
Down.
second. You're a little hot today, Mr.
yeah,
Hartley.
well,
All right, so
yeah,
we all
you
are.
turn it
If there's
down.
any way to turn that down just a tad, I don't know if you can. Is it just the equipment? Thank you. All right,
Test. Is that better?
we got it. All right. Colleagues, any questions or comments on this item? Hearing, did you raise your hand, Mr. Foote?
Yeah.
Okay.
So their Entergy's giving us $5,000. Is the money, is on the expense side, do we know where that $5,000 is going for? Or you just put it in our general fund or what?
No. Melissa Faith Payne, Director of Constituent Services and Communications. That money came to us from Entergy, and we used that to feed the 656 JPS students and the volunteers from the parade. Newt's provided us boxed lunches, and so we'll take that money and put it into the centralization fund because we can't use the money from the general fund to buy food.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir. Mr. Hartley?
Hi.
Yes.
Quick question while you're here. We had talked about perhaps having flags or something stating national champions. Was there any?
Yes, we
progress
talked
on
about that in our committee meeting just a week and a half ago. We're looking at funding, and I've also been in contact with the airport to talk about doing some representation from Jackson State. They're waiting on some signage and some info from Jackson State to do that. So it is in the works.
Good. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor? It carries with a vote of 5 to 0. And let me just stop and say that we have 5 council members present. None are online at this time. Okay? Thank you. All right. Item number 2.
Order
Clerk.
ratifying and authorizing the payment to various vendors in support of the Jackson State University HBCU National Championship Football Parade.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Any questions or comments, colleagues? Hearing none, all in favor? It carries with a vote of 5-0. Thank you. Item 3, Clerk.
Order authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Dale Partners Architect PA for architectural and engineering services for the Pulse at Ferry Street project.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Colleagues, any questions or comments? Mr. Foote?
Thank you, Madam President. Is this the project that we got a flyer on, several page flyer on at the meeting? Somehow I got the impression that they were going to do, that it was going to be done by Mr. T, or Johnny T's.
Oh, no, this is not the same thing as that.
It's a
this is
different
not
par-
the
it's
same
different
as that.
park.
No.
Okay, can you tell me what this is?
This
then?
is the community park development across the street from the convention center that I presented to you all
Oh, okay,
2 council meetings ago.
yeah.
This is just us moving forward to the next steps.
And this is for the engineering work, the preliminary engineering to do all,
That will be a part of it, but the main thing is this is for the architectural firm to do the construction documents and the construction administration. Then we'll go to bid for general contractors to do build out.
what's the total cost of the project?
Right now, it's being budgeted at $2.9 million. Yeah, $2.9 million.
2.9 million, and where's that money coming from?
Well, y'all gave me 1.5, so I got $1.5 million from council. I got another $800,000 in CDBG dollars.
So that's going to cover all the whole project?
It's not covering the whole project as of now, but we're looking at reducing some of those costs, and we can cut costs. So confident that we're gonna get the project done for sure.
So
And that's just a preliminary budget done by Neil Schaefer, not done by a general contractor.
Okay. So the total project's going to be, what's it, 2.9, is that what you said?
That was the highest
tag?
estimate. Yes, we took the highest estimate.
So we've got part of it financed already, but not the whole amount.
That's correct. The lowest estimate was 2.4, but I'm going to tell you the worst-case scenario is 2.9.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Jai, okay, so is there a revenue-generating portion of the, would you
Absolutely.
refresh my memory on that?
Absolutely. So the estimated revenues from the park rentals is $800,000 a year. Got that number from the convention center based off of their rental rates and just the demands that they see. They already took 2 bookings based off the pictures. And the food and beverage is estimated to do about $250 in year 1.
And that's going to be managed by the convention center?
Yes, ma'am.
Not us, but
Yeah,
the
we're not
convention
managing
center?
it, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that refresher.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Any other questions or comments, colleagues?
I got a question.
Yes, Mr. Foote?
So if it's going to be managed by the convention center, do they get the money?
No. We're going to do a revenue share, but we only share with about 30% of revenues with them. We'll keep 70%.
So like 30% would come to the city and the rest would
No,
go?
30% will stay with the convention center. We will keep 70%.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, all right. So we have 3 in favor, 1 opposing, and 1 abstention. All right. Item 4,
Order authorizing amendment number 1 to the agreement with Canizaro Cawthorn Davis for architectural and engineering services for the old fire station building 201 President Street.
So moved. Second.
all right, this item's on the floor. Any questions or comments?
I go.
Mr. Foote?
Okay, so it says here the cost renovation was reestablished to be $1.134 million. There's a consulting fee was calculated by the state of Mississippi formula for $113,000 in different allowances, $2,000, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Total contract value, wait a minute. It says the total contract value is $117,000, but the number up at the beginning, it says the budget for the building was reestablished to be $1,134,000. I guess, it says up here, needed repairs and improvements. As old as the building is, that didn't surprise me. So is there, what are the plans for the building once we get this renovation done?
So this is the project where we are doing a workforce development hub. This is funded by Kellogg. Portion of this funded by Kellogg.
Okay.
So first floor will be a workforce development hub where different workforce, community-based organizations could come and provide the public with workforce training. The second floor is going to be a traditional incubator where we will have people to be able to rent out small spaces for whatever their projects are. And the third floor will be used by Department of Finance for office space.
So part of it's city office space, okay.
Absolutely, the third floor.
All right, so the rest, okay, so the $117,000 for this initial contract, and the budgeting for the remainder, I guess maybe it's $1,134,000 minus the $117,000, I'm not sure. Where's that money gonna come from?
So we got $400,000 from Kellogg and financing the rest of it, $600K.
We're gonna borrow the money.
No, I'm sorry. Finance is going to provide the funding.
Well, money's gonna come from finance.
Yes.
Okay. Since Kellogg's involved, are they gonna be overseeing this incubator and all?
No, we're running the incubator.
So the planning department's gonna be running the incubator?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments on this item? Hearing none, all in favor? Carries with a vote of 5-0. All right, next item, please.
Resolution authorizing the condemnation of certain land project parcel number 001-00-00-W, tax parcel number 706-15-4, 10 Brothers LLC for the Beasley Road at Highland Drive Improvements Federal Project Number STP 8254-00004, LPA 108284.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Colleagues, any questions? Mr. Foote?
Thank you. We didn't have a work session or anything, so I've got a lot of questions here. We are acquiring, it says resolution authorizing the condemnation of certain lands, but then it says, second paragraph, to accomplish this project, the mayor and city council find it necessary to acquire a fee simple for public use certain property belonging to Third Brothers LLC, who has the title. How much we paying for that, and who is Third Brothers LLC? And, I mean, there's plenty of property we own that has, been abandoned, dilapidated, whatever else. So I'm curious why we're buying this particular property. Can you explain the story here?
Sure. Terry Williamson, Office of the City Attorney. So this is one of our LPA projects. The intersection at Beasley Road and Highland Drive, where Callaway High School is located. There's another apartment complex that's kind of down, I guess it would be east on Beasley. And then there's a gas station that's to the west of the intersection. And there's a, between that, there's kind of a vacant space. And originally, the project wasn't designed to have to acquire any property, but when the survey was done and Neil Schaefer kind of looked at it, they realized that there's an area over there where there's some erosion, where we need to do, just a small kind of, drainage improvement project to, keep that erosion and, out of the way, and so we can go ahead and build the sidewalk that's part of that project. So this parcel, so we're just acquiring a little portion of that. But what's happened is, so earlier, we brought to the council an agenda item establishing just compensation. And so, based upon what our appraiser said it was worth. And so that offer was made to Thind Brothers. And there were some negotiations between the right-of-way agent for the city and Thind Brothers. They were not really, the two values weren't that close, and Thind Brothers really didn't provide any basis for the, additional amount of money that they wanted. So at that point, we don't really have any choice, other than to go ahead and, go to eminent domain court to acquire the part that we need for this project.
Also, we're not buying it from them, we're just using eminent domain. How much, what's?
Well, I mean, we'll pay them
Oh.
for it.
But it'll be what somebody says is a fair price.
I mean, right, the offer that was made, it's not just, it's a sliver of the parcel, so it's like, I think, $6,800, maybe $6,900 was what, our appraiser said was the value of that.
Okay, all right. I haven't had a chance to look at any of the paperwork, okay? So then so we get title to that property, so tell me about the rest of the project. Can you tell me about the rest of the project? Or is this just all we're voting on, is just this one sliver of property?
Well, I mean, all you're voting on today is just, authorizing, lawsuit to be filed to acquire that little piece of
Okay,
the property.
Okay.
Frankly, what we're faced with right now, since we didn't realize we were going to need this property at the beginning of the project, as soon as we found out that we were going to need it, we went ahead and, retained through Neil Schaefer right-of-way agents to go ahead and do all the title work that was necessary and the appraisal and, make that, offer. And right now, we're on a really tight we're on a really tight timeline.
Okay.
And so we need authorization right now to go ahead and file that lawsuit. And so because this has to do with a roadway project, that allows us to use the quick take procedure, which means, whatever value the court through some neutral appraiser decides is a value, we pay that into the court, and if the, defendants want to litigate it, then it goes to trial, or they can, accept what's been tendered.
So is this related to the number, item 6 too?
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Any other questions, colleagues? Hearing none, all in favor? All right, carries with a vote of 5-0. Item number 6.
Resolution authorizing the condemnation of certain land projects parcel number 002-00-00-W, tax parcel number 706-201, Jackson Mystic A LLC and Jackson Mystic B LLC for the Beasley Road at Highland Drive Improvement Federal Project number STP 825400004, LPA 108284.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Any questions or colleagues? Mr. Flood?
I just noticed that it says federal project, so I guess this is a federal project, or at least the feds are involved. Is this, because it's all related to roads?
Yeah, these are, well, I mean, what we're acquiring these for is to address that, erosion issue there in order to, construct the project.
Okay,
So, we don't run into problems.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? All right, it carries with a vote of 5-0. Item 7.
Order authorizing the mayor to execute a 36-month agreement with Thompson Reuters Westlaw to provide legal research services to be used by the Office of the City Attorney.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second on that. Any questions or comments? Mr. Hartley?
Sheridan Carr, Special Assistant to the City Attorney Litigation.
Just a quick question. How are we currently doing this? I guess, do we have any,
Yes, sounds.
how are you? Okay.
I think I know what you're asking. What software are we currently using? We're using Westlaw currently. Our contract expired in December of last year, but we got it extended so that we can negotiate a new contract.
Okay, very good. Thank you. That's it.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor? It's a vote of 5-0. Thank you, colleagues. All right, anything else to come before this body at this time? Anybody have anything else? If not, this meeting is adjourned.